YouTube, live on Rumble. Good afternoon. Welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. I'm Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you. Today is, of course, Tuesday, aka Tuesday, August 11th, 2026. This show is about interesting, important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. Starting with, we have something from 5,000 years ago, sorry. A 38-page document to go through today. So, let's get started. In the year 3114 BC.
Jeez.
And right now it is 2026, so, actually...
5,000 years plus.
Yeah. Well, let's see here.
Plus 12.
3114... Hold on, clear. 3114 plus 2026. 5,140 years ago, to be precise. Approximately, because, Anyway... it is traditionally considered the start date of the Mesoamerican long count calendar used by several pre-Columbian Mesoamerican civilizations, notably the Mayans.
Yeah.
So
Mayan calendar. Yeah.
There's an image of it right there. Like when I looked this up here. So actually, we'll get to that here eventually. But yeah, like this. Here's the tall one. Like they had different ones, but they're the same calendar or something. So I guess the round one's gotten to more specifics. I don't know. I'm no calendar scientician guy. Anyway, 2492 BC is the traditional date given in Armenian legend for the defeat of Bel by Hayek, the legendary progenitor and founder of the Armenian nation. Armenia. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. 480 BC, Greco-Persian Wars, Battle of Artemisium, Persian naval victory over the Greeks in an engagement fought off the north coast of IOYO. 106, the southwestern part of Dacia, modern Romania, became a Roman province, Roman Dacia. 117, Roman army proclaimed Hadrian as Roman emperor in Syria after news reached them of Trajan's death. Alright. 355, Claudius Silvanus, accused of treason, proclaimed himself Roman emperor against Constantius II and Colonia Agrippia, modern Cologne. So that's one way to duck the charge, become emperor.
That works.
Yep. I pardoned myself, 490, Battle of Acta, the Goths under Theodoric the Great and his ally Alaric II defeated the forces of Odoacer on the Adda River near Milan. I kind of know where Milan is, somewhat. 923, the Qarmartians of Bahrain, like right here, it's not Bahrain or anything, it's Bahrain, captured the pillaged city of Basra. Yikes. 1093, foundation stone for the new Norman Durham Cathedral was laid by Bishop William of St. Calais in England. So the cornerstone was laid, but let's take a look at the finished building. Is that it? Durham Cathedral. Yeah.
Oh.
So the cornerstone for this building. That's awesome. It eventually would become that. Like 200 years later
I've
or whatever.
been in that. I'm not sure.
You have?
I'm not sure. It looks so familiar when I see that. But I'm not sure. I've seen so many.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like every cathedral looks exactly the same, but I mean, unless you study them and all that stuff, you're not really
Where is it again?
So in Durham Cathedral, laid by Bishop of St. Calais in England. Durham Cathedral. You know what? Let's see here. Durham Cathedral. Where is it? Church in Durham, County Durham, England.
I don't think I was in Durham.
Okay.
Not that I remember.
1315, the Great Famine of Europe became so dire that even the King of England had difficulties buying bread for himself and his entourage. That's when you know stuff is really real. 1378, London's Westminster Abbey was desecrated when Robert Hawley was murdered during High Mass attempting to seek sanctuary after escaping the Tower of London. The Abbey was closed for 4 months.
Oh.
Yep. 1415, Henry V of England and an army of 12,000 sailed from Southampton, England, bound for France on a campaign to reassert English sovereignty. 1522, uprising of the nobility and burghers in Austria failed. Do a surface level scratch of that really quick here. German Peasants' War. Ah, okay. So the uprising of the nobility, which means that they weren't in charge. Let's see here. German Peasants' War. Throw this link here. This link and all other links we got throughout the show will appear in the other bar of the description below after the live stream. We already have a lot of cool things down there, though, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition and links to our various sources, the music in the background, and a handful of other cool things. But this German Peasants' Revolt, the Great Peasants' War, Great Peasants' Revolt, was a widespread popular revolt in some of the German-speaking areas in Central Europe from 1524 to 1525. This is 1522, so this is before that. So this is what it eventually became. It became the Peasants' Revolt, I guess, because of the uprising of the burghers. So, well, it says uprising of the nobility. So the nobility, it sounds like they're revolting.
Well, I thought it said the people in there somewhere.
And burghers in Austria failed.
Okay.
Well, I was looking up like what I found
okay.
when I looked.
Yeah.
I did the surface level scratch. I got
Yeah.
the German Peasants' War. I didn't look at the start date, which is 2 years after this. So this has to be leading up to this, but I still don't know what exactly this event entails. If anybody could look at that, like look up, do some research, tell us what you find in the comment section, that'd be great. We got to move on up here, though, to 1597. Germany expelled English salespeople. I support that.
Salesmen,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Kick them out.
Yeah, I agree. 1611, Emperor Rudolph forced out the King of Bohemia. Why and how?
Yeah.
So, a weird thing to do right there. 1674, Battle of Seneffe. French forces led by Louis Grand Condé fought a combined Dutch Imperial and Spanish force under William of Orange. Both sides suffered heavy casualties, with neither gaining a clear advantage. 1685, during the Mauryan War, the 49-day siege of Coron ended with the surrender and massacre of its garrison by the Venetians. 10 years later, 1695, English and Dutch fleet captured Dunkirk in France.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Dunkirk will later become
Yeah.
rather
that
known
early,
for something
I'm
else.
surprised that comes up in 1695.
Well, I mean, like, it's France.
Yeah.
And, like, they've had all this time to develop cities, and where's the first areas
Yeah.
where settlements spring up? Like, along the water. So, like, by rivers, by oceans, estuaries, So.
Well, obviously, Dunkirk's an important area to control.
Yeah, well, like, it's a natural harbor.
Yeah.
Like, they had a whole, like, thing there. 1772, explosive eruption blew 4,000 feet off Pamadan, Java, killing 3,000 people. Sounds like a volcano. 4,000 feet, just gone. That's a yikes there. Like, I looked this up earlier, and whoops, I didn't mean to do that. And I couldn't find a good image for it. Like, this is more modern imagery and everything. Wait, what is this? Okay. It says Pamadian volcano and its horseshoe-shaped crater facing northeast. So maybe that's the 4,000 feet. Maybe it's like, I see a cone here and a cone here. Maybe was this a cone and that's the 4,000 feet? It just blew itself up like Mount St. Helens or something? Or Krakatoa? 1786, Captain Francis Light established the British colony of Penang in Malaysia. Well, that's pretty cool. And actually, I was looking up this for, hold on a second, why didn't it? There we go. There's a statue. Yeah, I think that's the guy. So if anybody's in Malaysia, go check out this statue. Check out the local history, and if you're in Penang, this is this date in 1786. Happy birthday. 1804, Francis II assumed the title of first Emperor of Austria. 1813, in Colombia, Juan del Corral declared the independence of Antigua. Yeah, all right. 1858, first ascent of Eiger in the Bernese Alps in Switzerland. So the Eiger in the Bernese Alps was ascended for the first time by Charles Barrington, accompanied by Christian Almer and Peter Boren. Oh yeah, and I think this is the one that has a really cool. Yeah, check that out. Like that's a daunting looking face. Yeah. I thought about putting that in the thumbnail, but like. Oh wow! Look, so
they actually climbed up that?
Apparently.
There it is.
Like you see the red line here?
Wow!
Apparently that's their. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can open this.
That's straight up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean that's called climbing. You don't climb sideways.
You're not kidding.
But yeah, that's like right up there. Just saying, looking at that daunting face and saying, "Yeah, like I'll climb you." 1860, U.S.'s first successful silver mill in Virginia City, Nevada. 3 years later, Cambodia became a French protectorate. 3 years after that, the world's first roller rink opened in Newport, Rhode Island. That's pretty cool. Roller skating. Well before rollerblading. Now, this has to be like the outside, first roller skating rink. It's so funny. They took pictures of the building, but I'm not finding any pictures of the interior. You know, is this at Newport roller skating rink? It's kind of big.
Well, roller rinks are big.
Yeah, but I mean, like, would they have started off big, or would they have like grown to become big after they realized they needed more room? Like, they're all, you know, they're like the first baseball stadium is not as big as the current ones. You know, like,
True.
And modern cruise ships are far bigger than the Titanic. You know, just on average. So as technology advances and everything, you know, so I don't know if this is modern.
How big can it be? It's in a very small state.
True. True, the smallest actually.
Yeah.
1871, an explosion of gun cotton occurred in Stowmarket, England, killing 28. Gun cotton. Huh. The Stowmarket cotton explosion. There is a Wikipedia of this. In the mid-19th century, gun cotton began to be produced as a replacement for gunpowder as propellant in firearms and a low-order explosive in mining. Even before the explosion at Stowmarket, some earlier factories that produced it discontinued production due to the volatility of the substance during manufacture. Sir Frederick Abel developed a manufacturing process that eliminated the impurities of nitrocellulose, making it safer to produce and stable product that was safer to handle, and this process was used at the Stowmarket factory. A previous accident taking the lives of 2 or 3 people had occurred in 1864. So then it talks about the explosions. So I'll just put this in here. Gun cotton. Throw that in there. So that's interesting. They're trying to make something to replace gunpowder.
Yeah.
And obviously this has to be before cartridges were invented. Like,
Maybe. You think they were still shooting
musket balls?
Musket balls?
Well, I mean, like the first.
Yeah, you got to be right. But
the first conical munition was fired in the musket ball style. Like here, let me show you. First conical round. Muskets. Here we go. So right here. So you have the standard musket ball.
Yeah.
But right here, like, they developed this, and they developed this specifically, like, the inside is hollow, and this is ribbed so that it'll expand. No, not this before rifling.
Oh, okay.
But this still is a lot more accurate than
the ball.
And then from there, somebody eventually.
So what were the bands for then?
Well, like to still provide strength in the round, but that was the area to expand in the musket. Even though it's not rifled, it's still absorbing all the potential energy behind the round, rather than some of it escaping through the sides.
Ah, okay.
And everything. So that way there's nowhere. So it's all the power possible is behind it.
I got it.
So,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Good explanation.
Thank you. 1874, Harry S. Parmalee patented the sprinkler head. You have a story.
Yeah, I saw that in the what do you call it?
Oh, the title? Sprinkler, yeah. Well, would you care to let the audience know your sprinkler story?
Not really.
It's a great story. Maybe one day.
Open up my kneecap, thank you very much. Wasn't that great of a story?
Well, now, like, you already said the ending, and, you know, now you kind of owe the audience an explanation. Like, what happened? Like...
Well, with little kids and we were playing tags in the backyard or something.
Well, first off, you have to explain what it is to be, like, a kid back in your time. Remember, you're explaining this to people who are on iPads. You don't know what it's like to touch grass. So
we're out in the backyard playing tag or whatever. And me, Mr. Competitive, I guess, I can't even remember. We must have had a free base or something. So I slid in under the tag. Unfortunately, the sprinkler heads were sticking up like that much under the ground. So
something like this.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I kind of opened up. My kneecap was hanging out there. It just filleted the whole thing. I got a big ass scar.
Yeah.
But so I went home. I walked down the street, half a block, whatever it was, and I'm whimpering a little bit. And my dad's outside working in the yard. He goes, "What are you whimpering about?" He looks down. He's looking at my kneecap. Holy crap!
And then it's also like that was back in the time where doctors actually came to your house. Like, you knew some doctor and he came to your house.
That wasn't the time. But yeah.
Oh.
Our doctor, Dr. Donahue, yeah. came to the house once when I was really sick, and my mom didn't want to take me up to his office, so he stopped by.
That's pretty
But doctors do that.
Yeah, they're not anymore these days.
No.
So. 1877, Stadian astronomer Asaph Hall discovered Mars moon Deimos. Pretty cool. 1884, first double century stand in Test cricket. Percy McDonald, 103, and Billy Murdoch, 211 for Australia in drawn third Test versus England in London. Now, I know it's going to be a difficult ask, but try to keep that in mind because we're going to have a semantic here.
Oh, okay.
This is the first double century, and then we're going to have a twin century later on. What's the difference between a double century and a twin century?
I don't know.
Well, a double, apparently, this is two people, and a twin is 2 centuries from one person, I guess. Like, a double is two, from 2 different people, and a twin comes from one person.
Okay.
Like twins from one womb.
Yeah.
So, whereas a double could be like two siblings, but years apart. Like on double beds, not a twin bed. Huh. 1884, we got the one. 1885, $100,000 was raised in the United States for the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty. I can see you.
I know.
1888, California Theater in San Francisco closed. It was built in 1869. It was replaced by a more modern facility later in 1889. It was later destroyed in the 1907 earthquake.
Oh,
Wow, this
man.
poor building is just getting the ringer there, dude.
Yeah.
Let's just image search this really quick. So apparently this is what it looked like. So nothing. I mean, it's a big building, but nothing truly unique. It looks like a building of its time. Maybe this is it. California's best food and drink stops. So I don't even know what this building is. 1896, Harvey Hubble patented an electric light bulb socket with a pull chain. So basically, instead of like a light bulb, you screw this thing in, and then you screw the light bulb into this, and it has a pull chain. See right here?
Yeah.
So that's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if he has any connection as far as name-wise to the Hubble
Telescope?
telescope.
No, I think that was named after Edwin Hubble or whatever his name
Could be a
was, the scientist.
great-grandson or something. I don't know.
Well, let's see. Harvey Hubble.
I mean, it isn't him. It's way too early.
Harvey Hubble. Lineage. American inventor, entrepreneur, and industrialist. His best known inventions are the U.S. electrical plug and the pull chain light socket.
Yeah, we just looked at that. Cool.
Yeah. Institutions, Harvey Hubble Incorporated. But hold on a second. Who is the Hubble Space Telescope namesake? Who is the guy? Hubble Space Telescope. Yada yada yada. Who is it named after though? Edwin Hubble. Okay, there we go. So Edwin. And what was this guy named? Harvey Hubble related? Question mark. Edwin Hubble. Edwin Hubble. Like, this is going to probably require some, digging, so if anybody can look this up, let us know if Edwin Hubble and Harvey Hubble here are related. But, Edwin Hubble, where was it? All the way over
Harvey
here.
Hubble, yeah.
He was 1889. He died in 1953.
No.
And Harvey Hubble was in 1896. So yeah, Harvey Hubble is older.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Yeah. Well, no. Like they could have named the Hubble Space Telescope after an astronomer from 300 years ago. I didn't know when Edwin Hubble was alive.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
So, but no, like Harvey Hubble is only 20 years older. He was born in 1857. Okay, so he's 30, 40 years older. So Harvey Hubble could be Edwin Hubble's dad.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Possible.
904, the Russian fleet in the harbor of Port Arthur was exposed to Japanese guns on the hill above the harbor. Russian ships attempted to escape, but most were forced back into the harbor by Japanese ships. Yeah, it's funny. I remember covering this last year. Remember I was talking yesterday about we've done a couple of these shows this time last year before we really went hardcore on the January 1st. We've done a show every day this whole year since then.
Yeah.
I remember covering this because in the last year it said the Russian fleet in the harbor at Port Arthur was exposed to Russian guns on the hill above the harbor. And it's just wait, what? So so they have edited this since last year because now it says exposed to Japanese guns. which now makes sense.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
907, St. Louis Cardinals pitcher Ed Carragher threw a perfect game against the Boston Doves, winning 4-0 in 7 innings at Robinson Field, St. Louis. 1 year later, King Edward VII of Britain met with Emperor Wilhelm of Friedrichsdorf, Germany. The main point of contention was the increasing size of Germany's navy. 1 more year later, the SOS was first used by a Stadian ship, the SS Arapahoe, off Cape Hatteras in North Carolina. Now I wonder, is this the first time the SOS has ever been used? Ever? Or is this the first time a U.S. ship? Because it just says SOS is first used by an American ship, a U.S. ship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, does that mean first used by a ship from the U.S. or first used ever, just so happens to be a U.S. ship? You know?
Well, it is an international
Now,
emergency thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long that goes back, but I would say that was probably, because that was worldwide, so I'd probably say that was the first time a U.S. ship used it, not the first time ever.
Yeah.
Well, you never know what first time is. It could have been, SOS could have been in existence for 50 years.
Well, I mean,
100
like,
years.
English is a pig of a language because either one could be true based off of the way this is written.
Yeah, true.
You know? It doesn't get into more specification over which one. 1909 as well, Warren Bradley, 136 and 130. There he goes, the first to score twin centuries in a test. So remember, I was talking about a double and a twin.
Yeah,
so the double was 2 people, they each scored a century. This guy scored 2 centuries. So yeah, back in 1884. 1914, Jews were expelled from Missionvik, Poland. Here we go again. We also have John Bray patented animation. Huh. That's interesting. Animation, like just the process of animation.
Yeah.
Like, it had to start somewhere. 1919, Green Bay Packers Football Club was founded by George Calhoun and Curly Lambeau and then named after sponsor Indian Backing Company. Yep, after the Cheese
I
Packers.
did know.
Don't you know?
I did know it was from a packing company.
Oh, you betcha.
Now, the city owns the Green Bay Packers, one of the few football teams owned by the city.
Yeah. So, and then apparently Curly Lambeau is some guy who's famous. Oh, all right. What else we got here? 1919, Weimar Republic began in Germany. So Germany's Weimar Constitution was signed into law. 1920 as well, first peace of Riga, the Soviet Union recognized the independence of Latvia. So we have the Latvian-Soviet Peace Treaty, which relinquished Russia's authority and pretenses to Latvia, was signed, ending the Latvian War of Independence. 1920 as well, the 1920 Cork hunger strike began, which eventually resulted in the deaths of 3 Irish Republicans, including the Lord Mayor of Cork, Terence McSweeney. So, you know, this guy, like, being an accurate representative of the people, standing in solidarity with those who voted him into that office. What a Chad. What an absolute, man of the people there. And
He popped his cork.
Yikes. 1924, first newsreel pictures of U.S. presidential candidates were taken. And I looked this up. I couldn't really find anything. I mean, unless these are cutouts of it. But, oh no, that's Biden.
This is all new stuff.
Yeah.
That is, that one
Well,
picture.
it's right here. Like, maybe this is 38 chicken poster stock videos. Like, he's eating fried chicken. Like, hey, that's weird. Who is that?
1924, I'm not sure who was running it.
Well, I'm not even sure if that's 1924. It doesn't even say.
No.
I look it up. It says 1924 in the search, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's where this picture's from.
Yeah.
So. 1 century ago, 1926, Cleveland Indians future baseball Hall of Fame outfielder Tris Speaker hit his 700th double in a 7-2 loss to the Chicago White Sox at Dunfield, Cleveland. 29, New York Yankees slugger Babe Ruth became the first MLB player to hit 500 home runs off Willis Hudlin in a 6-5 loss to the Indians at Lake Park in Cleveland. Who was the second? I'm always like, who's the first? Who's the first? I was just like, who's the second?
Who's on first?
Yeah. Persia and Iraq signed a friendship treaty. Pretty cool. Russian-Chinese border fights. Not cool. 1934, Alcatraz officially opened as a federal penitentiary. So the first...
What a god-awful place.
Yep. First federal prisoners arrived at Alcatraz in San Francisco Bay, and we'll also have from other sources, first civilian prisoners arrived at the federal prison on Alcatraz Island. So, yep, yeah. Like, I've seen Alcatraz, but I've never been there. And you have to, like, book tours,
you have to,
37 and a half years before.
If you want to go there next
ridiculous.
summer, book it now.
Yeah, true. He's not exaggerating, really.
So that's why I was lucky back in the day, you just went and bought tickets. Oh, I'm going on in an hour, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you can do that anymore.
No, you can't. You got to book them way in advance.
1935, Nazi mass demonstration against German Jews. You know, and I just put a note in there. Just look around today. Like, you know, look at what we're seeing involving protests against ICE, protests against white supremacy, protests against, you know, straights, heterosexuals. You know, they're always like, oh blah blah, you homophobe. You know, yada, all that crap and everything. Is that not the same thing in different clothes? You know, like, people don't seem to realize that we're repeating history, and it's just, as a historian, I just sit here with my jaw on the floor and watch the world around me stupid themselves into repeating something not even 100 years ago. It's just, guys, come on, there's people that are still alive, barely, that were around last time. Can we not wait until after they're gone at least? I mean, come on. I'd rather not repeat it at all, but yikes, guys, ridiculous. 36, nationalist troops led by Chiang Kai-shek captured Canton, now Guangzhou, from rival warlord forces, strengthening its control over southern China. Chiang Kai-shek, you know, he wasn't a good guy, even though he was our ally.
Yeah.
39, Sergei Rachmaninoff's last appearance in Europe. I wonder who that is. Why is this documented? He was a Russian composer. Ooh, okay, that's all I needed to know. You know. 1940, 38 German aircraft were shot down over England. We also have connected the German air raid on the British ports of Portland and Weymouth. So that has to be connected. Same year.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
Mom's time, 1942, 999 Jews were taken from the Mechelen transit camp in Belgium. And Mom, not even on her time, and she's still getting kicked around like a sack of potatoes. We also have British aircraft carrier HMS Eagle was hit by 4 German torpedoes and sank in the Mediterranean Sea, 81 miles south of Mallorca. But I didn't even realize, well, I played World of Warships for a while, many years ago, so I was eventually made aware that Britain did have aircraft carriers here in World War II. But, like, they at least lost one. Like, there's so much about history that we don't know. Like, apparently Germany had aircraft carriers. They didn't really use them. You know, because
Germany had no. I have to look at the map, but
what do you mean?
Germany isn't hooked to any sea or ocean.
Yeah, they are.
I'm trying to get the European map in my head.
I'll put the European map in your face. Let's see here. Open image in your tab. Oh, come on, give me a good one. Map of Europe. There we go. Open image in your tab.
That's good enough. Where's Germany there?
Right here, this pink one.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah,
I thought they were farther down.
Oodles of water.
Yeah.
And then rivers and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
I thought they were more in the central area. My bad.
well, I mean, you know, they were.
They are.
Yeah, but they kept going.
But it's a big country.
Yeah, it is. It is. Denmark is all the way up here. Netherlands is over here. Norway and Sweden look like frozen family jewels. So, or a mutated phallus.
Boy, it's something how you get that in your mind. I thought they were in the central area.
Well, they are, but
Yeah,
you just didn't keep it going.
Yeah.
So. 1942, British Army Lieutenant General Bernard Montgomery landed at Gibraltar, stopping en route to take command of the British 8th Army in North Africa. This piece of crap. 42, so between now and September the 30th, the SS began exterminating 3,500 Jews in Zagiers near Lodz in Poland. 42 as well, actress Hedy Lamarr and composer George Antheil received a patent for a frequency-hopping spread-spectrum communication system that later became the basis for modern technologies in wireless telephones, two-day radio communications, or I guess two-way, not two-day.
Probably two-way.
Two-way radio communications, and wireless fidelity Wi-Fi.
Wow.
Internet. So
Hedy Lamarr? Holy cow, the actress.
Yeah, I
Who would have
just
thought that?
I can't fathom that. But like, yeah, right here, like in 1941, well, Oh, this is when they received a patent. So, like, in 42 on this date. So, they actually, in 41, actress and inventor Hedy Lamarr co-developed a technology known as frequency hopping, which later influenced the development of Wi-Fi, GPS, and Bluetooth systems. Wow. And it was for, like, music or whatever, but then, like, they expanded upon the technology to put into other technology. So, she wasn't using it to develop Wi-Fi. It just so happened to be
into that.
Yeah, it just so happened
that
like
technology
start the branch.
Yeah.
You know, she did it for music or something. It sounds
now,
like.
I wonder if
That's
she was
awesome.
the money or money and brains.
Well, composer George Antheil. So like he's
Yeah.
like probably the music expert. She's like.
Anyways, doesn't matter.
With,
Just cool.
I don't know. Yeah, no, that's awesome. It's epic.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You know, like well, it does matter. You know, but like it matters even more the outcome, the unintentional one. I think. 1944, during World War II, Klaus Barbie, the Nazi Gestapo head of Lyon, France. There's a picture of Alcatraz right there. Who deported thousands, including children, to Auschwitz death camp, returned to Germany.
I've got to say it. Let's go to the Barbie Museum.
Barbie Museum, can we stop?
Alright, get into the plan.
What a great line.
No, and then this.
Talk about death camps and so-called crime.
His face is just...
This museum...
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the Barbie Museum, the Butcher of Lyon. Horrible. And that was from the movie Rat Race right there.
I gotta watch that movie again, just seeing that scene.
Oh, when they stole Hitler's Mercedes-Benz, and then he got like the polish on his lip, and everything. He burns his lip on the cigarette lighter. I'm spoiling the movie. I mean, it's been out for 20 years anyway, so. Oh, it's a hilarious movie. It's also really stupid.
Oh, really dumb. But it's funny as hell.
But if you want a good time without, using your brain.
If you accept the premise as a stupid movie,
yes,
you'll enjoy it.
Yes. Oh. 1944 as well, during World War II, U.S. air raid on the Palembang refineries in Japanese-occupied Dutch East Indies in the longest-range regular bombing mission of the war, initiated from air base in India. And primary source used to just say U.S. air raid on Palembang. That's all it used to say. So I'm glad that they embellished this. Pretty good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I wonder what the distance was. It says the longest-range regular bombing mission of the war. Well, how many miles? Like how long? Like how much fuel did they use?
I can't imagine it was longer than one that we bombed Japan and then flew over to China and just ditched.
The Doolittle?
Yeah, the Doolittle.
Well, this says longest range regular bombing mission, and regular bombing mission means coming back. Doolittle would not be
They didn't come back. They knew they weren't coming back.
So it probably wouldn't be that long.
Yeah.
But also that was in like 42 or something. Like they could have had like a much more fuel efficient. Well, not by 44. That's way too much advancement with that tech. That's a good question.
I'm not looking at tech. I'm just looking at distance.
Yeah. We gotta continue on though. Here, 1945, Allies refused Japan's offer to surrender on the condition that Emperor Hirohito retained his status. What I say, like you do not get to lead, you silly little man. Like, why do you think we're here to begin with? Because you fucked up.
Yeah.
Now you're out. You're done.
You bombed us, and we want to save your spot? No.
Yeah. Poles in Krakow engaged in a pogrom against the Jews in the city, killing 1 and wounding 5. Wouldn't really consider that a pogrom, but it was targeted at Jews, so maybe technically. But Loon's time, except it's 2 years later, 1948. The weightlifting competition at the London Olympics concluded with the U.S. with 4 and Egypt with 2, dominating, combining to win all 6 gold medals.
Wow.
Yeah. For nice, well, Giovanni Gambi was the first person to swim from Naples to Capri, a distance of 17 miles or 27 kilometers. It's pretty impressive there.
Yeah.
1950, Ethel Rosenberg testified before a grand jury on allegations of spying for the Soviet Union.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at this. Look at her. Doesn't she have a punchable face?
I believe she was executed, wasn't she?
I believe so.
Her and her husband or whatever? They were spies?
Yeah, executed. Yeah. Her and her husband, Julius Rosenberg, executed. Yeah, they both were. That sent a chill down my spine. 1951, first televised baseball game in color aired on WCBS in New York City. Boston Braves defeated Brooklyn Dodgers 8-1.
Oh.
Like, wow.
They lost.
Yeah, but that badly too. 8-1. Like, can you not lose
First
more
colored.
eloquently?
Colored baseball game.
Now that can't be it.
No.
That looks like a painting. But I'm trying to find like an image or something, but I'm not seeing anything.
Pretty early to have an image, 1951.
Of course, I'm getting AI slop in here.
Yeah, no.
You gotta stop this. 1951, New York Giants of the NFL defeated Ottawa Rough Riders of the CFL 38-6 in Ottawa. 38-6, 32-point spread. That's ridiculous. We also have New York Giants lost 4-0 to Philadelphia Phillies at the Polo Grounds in New York City to fall 13.5 games behind the Brooklyn Dodgers. They went on to win the National League pennant with a 98-59-0 record. Wow. 52, yeah. Parliament of Jordan forced King Talal bin Abdullah at the age of 43 to abdicate due to concerns about his mental health. Hussein bin Talal at the age of 16 was proclaimed as the new King of Jordan. 2 years later, 1954, formal peace treaty ended over 7 years of fighting in Indochina between the French and the communist Viet Minh. Behind what's his face, Ho Chi Minh.
Oh yeah.
56, the first flight of the four-motor Cessna 620. Okay, so let's see. I don't know where it is in here. But apparently, I did find a 1951 baseball season footage compilation in color.
Oh.
So somewhere in here might be the first televised. Well, it have to be like the first one.
He enjoyed one of his best seasons under the big top, hitting the field of the red.
So like this is from 1951 color. So I forgot about this. So I was saying 1951 baseball. Put that in there. I would put the word colored in there, but some people would.
Weird.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. But this is cool.
Stanky with the baseballs, those color.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Cessna. Doesn't it look like a weird stubby little minnow? Like
it's hard to tell. When I saw it on the thumbnail, I couldn't tell if it was the angle or if it's just like a snub nose. It does look snubby like that.
Yeah. I mean, like right here it looks normal.
Yeah.
But it's like if you look at it from side on, like straight, it doesn't look like. I mean, normally airplanes are a lot more sleeker or something. I don't know.
Well, that other one really showed it as stubby. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. I don't know. Like it looks like the small fish that you use to put on a hook to catch the bigger fish. Let's see here. 1957, Canada's first major commercial airline disaster occurred when a Marine Central Airways DC-4 crashed in a thunderstorm near Quebec City, killing all 79 on board. Yikes. 59, Sheremetyevo International Airport, the second largest airport in Russia, open. I do have an image of that. Check that out.
Yeah.
1959. This is Soviet Russia. So the communists, they for whatever reason, the communists were always ahead of us, but they didn't last that long. Like they weren't sustainable. That's the issue. But all the indenturedness and everything, they did get results. You can't argue that.
They got results.
There's forced labor.
Wise. The people suffered for it because it all went into government projects. Not all, but the emphasis was on the government.
Well, you can't have a humane society and a functional society. You have to pick one. 1960, Chad declared independence from France. What a Chad. 61, Milwaukee Braves future Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Warren Spahn recorded career victory number 300, defeating the Cubs 2-1 at the County Stadium in Milwaukee.
Too great of a picture. Warren Spahn.
61 as well, former Portuguese territories of India in India of Dadra and Nagar Haveli were merged to create the Union Territory Dadra and Nagar Haveli. All right, here it is. 62, Andrian Nikolaev became the third Russian in space aboard Vostok 3. He was launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome, and he became the first person to float in microgravity, apparently. So I wonder, Yuri Gagarin, did he not feel what dictates space? And how does gravity, do you still feel gravity, on the edge of space? Or when does gravity not occur?
Well, you can go up and feel zero gravity and not go into space. Because they go up and they can climb, and then drop, and then when you drop, you're feeling the sensation of no gravity, even though there's gravity.
Correct. However, this specified he was the third Russian in space. Yeah. We all know Yuri Gagarin is the first man ever, but the first Russian as well in space. But what dictates space? And do you have to be close? Like, is what's considered space closer to Earth than when gravity loses enough pull for you to start floating? Microgravity versus like 0G
I have no idea.
and everything. That's my question.
Yeah.
1962, LA Dodgers protested as San Francisco manager Alvin Dark ordered Candlestick Park ground crew to water down base paths to hinder MLB All-Star Maury Willis base stealing attempts. Giants won at 5-4, so they still lost. Right? The Dodgers? Or
What was the score again?
5-4. Giants won 5-4.
Yeah, Giants won.
Okay.
At San Francisco, they were up at San Francisco. And what they did is they watered down the base paths so it got a little muddy because Maury Wills was a great base stealer. So they were trying to slow him down so he couldn't steal bases.
Wouldn't that be considered tampering with the field? Like,
Well, it's certainly a gray area.
Well, this is why I say things have to, no more gray areas. Because this is technically cheating.
Well, everybody had to play on the same field, so technically it's not. It's not like you can dry it up when you're up to bat.
When you're altering the play field for everybody because of the actions of one person, you are clearly being biased. And that's
all I
not
can say
right.
is, no, whoopsie, we just overwatered
No,
it.
don't
Sorry.
give me that whoopsie malarkey. I will not take that. Whoopsie! No, I will not take that. I will start a class action lawsuit. Like, this is bullshit.
The Dodger fans were a bit miffed, shall we say.
I'm a bit miffed. And I wasn't even alive yet. 1962 as well, Vostok 3 was launched, followed by Vostok 4 on August 12th. 1962, marking the first time two spacecraft flew in orbit at the same time. Oh, wow. So another check mark for the freaking commies to defeat us in the space race. 1963, 4 African National Congress political detainees escaped from Pretoria Central Prison in South Africa. Kingston Trio are the mystery guests on What's My Line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. 365 days later, 1964, U.S. premiere of the Beatles' debut film, A Hard Day's Night in New York City.
Now, have you ever heard of the Kingston Trio?
No.
Okay. I wouldn't think so.
No.
But yeah.
Do you want to tell me about them or
No,
anything?
they were just a trio that sang.
Named the Kingston.
Kingston Trio,
Yeah. I figured that out, pretty easily.
Pretty
like,
easy. I just didn't
what
know.
genre?
No, and I just didn't know
like-
the way you said that. Yeah. I was surprised that maybe you had heard of it.
No. But What's My Line? I think that's like the predecessor to like, Whose Line Is It Anyway or something like that, isn't it?
No, What's My Line was a big show. It came on, they would have guests come on, like the Kingston Trio. Nobody knew who they were. There would be a panel up there, and they'd get so many hints, and they had to guess what these people did for a living.
Okay.
What's My Line?
So it was a game show kind of, but it was
yes.
more like the $1 million briefcase or the pyramid or whatever, right?
Well, I don't know about those. But this was just a simple game. They had cards,
Yeah.
they'd flip them over, and
Yeah.
so many more chances. And they would ask questions. Did you ever do this? He'd say no. Okay. So now they know they're outdoors, whatever.
It's kind of like Guess Who. A
Yeah.
little bit.
Guess
Like-
who?
Sounds like an interesting show.
It was different. It
Yeah.
was really popular. What's My Line?
Oh. But who's on first?
Not a line.
That is a line.
Down the line.
Well, 1965, this movie is what you want to say. Help!
Oh, yeah.
A musical comedy film featuring the Beatles was released in the U.S. So 1 year later,
Yeah.
after A Hard Day's Night, they released Help,
Yeah.
and now you're screaming for it because it's a hard show to deal with, because
Help!
65 the Watts riots began in southeast Los Angeles
Yeah.
and lasted for 6 days.
Yeah. That
So,
was big.
Race riots, the Watts riots,
That
yeah.
was big.
Mhm.
We never had riots before not in my memory.
Yeah. Now we've had quite a few.
Yeah.
Like Rodney King, and then the Lakers winning, and like BLM stuff happening all the time. So. 66, the Beatles arrived in Chicago, Illinois for their third and final U.S. tour, thank goodness. 67, Al Downing became the 12th pitcher to strike out the side on 9 pitches. 68, Beatles launched Apple Records label. Satchel Paige, at the age of 62 and needing 158 days on an MLB payroll to qualify for a pension, was signed by the Atlanta Braves, does not pitch, and became a coach. Dude, good guys, Atlanta Braves, like, awesome. I'm not like a Braves fan, I don't even care, but like, it's just like, my heart goes out to the Braves for doing this. That's awesome to do this for Satchel Paige, giving him a bone there.
Yeah.
1968, the 15 Guinness Special in the last mainline steam passenger train service in Britain. A selection of British Rail steam locomotives made a return 120-mile journey from Liverpool to Carlisle before having their fires drop for the last time. Like an end of an era. Like that almost sounds heartbreaking. Here's a color photo of that. Old steam trains. They're sounds like they're moving them to a museum or wherever they're going. To be displays and everything, or hopefully not melted down. Like I hope not. I hope they saved every one of them because this is history. And we'll never build anything like this again. And it's our duty to preserve like the past.
Which reminds me of, we talked about this the other day. Why didn't we reserve at least one flying wing? Why did they destroy them all?
Well, because it's actual viable technology and they were trying to bury it. So. But yeah, 1969 as well, future Baseball Hall of Famer pitcher Don Drysdale, the last Los Angeles Dodger to play in Brooklyn, retired because of damage to his right pitching shoulder. Yeah. Now, we have a problem here. So this is in 1969. So keep this in mind. We'll get to this here in a minute. 1969 as well, the Apollo 11 astronauts were released from a 3-week quarantine following their liftoff from the moon. All right. 1970, Cincinnati Reds slugger Tony Perez became the first hitter to launch a home run into the Red Seats at Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, here we go again. We're talking about Drysdale in 1970. Okay. But we just talked about him.
Okay.
Now, on primary source, it's gone again, but it was here last night. It was here last night, so they removed it.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, like, if they had it both in 1969 and 1970, which one is true? Is there some conspiracy for whatever reason to move this?
I don't know. You haven't read this one yet. What does it say?
Future Baseball Hall of Famer Don Drysdale, the last Los Angeles Dodger to play in Brooklyn, retired due to damage to his right pitching shoulder. It's the same exact article. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like so did this happen in 1969 or 1970? They had it on primary source in both years.
Yeah.
The article repeated. So I'm wondering, okay, well, is it 69 as it says now, or did they make another mistake and they deleted the actual accurate one? I
don't know.
Like, it's stuff like this that drives me up a wall. 1970, future Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Jim Bunning became second Cy Young Award winner to win 100 games in both National League and American League. Phillies defeated Houston 6-5 at the Astrodome. Now this is no longer on either source, so this could be an invalid article as well. 1971, construction began on the Louisiana Superdome. All right. I think we've spoken about this finishing and everything, but oh wow. I guess I could have used one of these images. Like, if this loads. Look at that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Wow. Look how like, that almost looks haunting. Like the central thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know what the heck that is, but
I think that's like they're building the center of the dome.
Oh,
and that's all
that's
structural
exactly
supports.
Yeah.
And then when they connect the outer to the inner,
they'll
get rid of all
that.
the support scaffolding and everything. So, that's pretty wild. Look at that, dude. Like, man, how they build these things, dude. It's just so bananas. In 1971, 4 people were shot dead in separate incidents in Belfast, 3 of them by the British Army, as violence continued following the introduction of internment and Operation Demetrius. We spoke about that operation a little bit yesterday. 71 as well, Hiram Kilbrew hit home runs number 500 and 501.
Yeah.
Yep. 72, we have Cheech and Chong Day in San Antonio, Tejas. Yeah. During the Vietnam War, the last United States ground combat unit left South Vietnam. 1 year later, American Graffiti, directed by George Lucas, opened in cinemas across the United States. This is before, like, he got really big
classic,
and everything.
Yeah.
73, this is pretty big. The birth of hip-hop, DJ Kool Herc used 2 turntables, playing the same record simultaneously to create the merry-go-round technique at a party in the Bronx. Now, this is written as a way saying that he created it. Kool Herc merry-go-round technique. This video claims that he borrowed it from the Bronx. So,
rent a room. That's what we did. So this was a breath of fresh air for us, going somewhere where they had some music. It turned out to be a success.
Kirk was one of the first DJs in the Bronx to borrow a technique from Manhattan's downtown discotheques.
Downtown disco. So he didn't create it. This article, the way it's written, lays that he claims it, that he created, but he did not, according to this. So now we have a discrepancy. So let me just put this in here. Merry-go-round, come on, technique. So if anybody wants to watch this actual full video, it's going to be in the underbar below. But yeah, other source, it says, at the 1520 Sedgwick Avenue Department Building in the Bronx, New York, DJ Kool Herc hosted a house party widely considered to mark the birthplace of hip-hop culture and music. DJ Kool Herc demonstrated a new technique of beat juggling in Coke La Rock, performed a new style of vocal performance called rapping. So the birth of rapping, potentially, as well.
But it says he demonstrates a new technique right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
So this is from other source, though.
Yeah.
Primary source just said playing the same records to create, straight up saying that he created it. Or the merry-go-round technique. It sounds clean, yeah. So this is why, not just with doctors and all that stuff, but you always should get second, maybe even third, maybe even fourth opinions and sources when you're looking at something. There's always a bias somewhere, and oftentimes not even the authors realize that they're giving a bias.
Yeah.
There's lots of conscious stuff going on, but yeah. And also, I want to suggest people watching this that they look into how the rap industry was used as a weapon against the black community to get them more riled up. More about subconscious everything. What is rap about? It's about gang banging. It's about being a punk. It's about getting money, buying bitches, and like doing hood rat shit. Well, it is if that's in their culture, that's what they're going to aspire to be, and then they wonder why so many of them are in prison. But then, of course, it's a white man's fault. And here we go. Like, the entire thing is designed to pit us against each other. Look beyond the differences, start seeing similarities, and fight shoulder to shoulder with us against our common enemy. The people controlling you. You don't even realize that. 1974, head-on collision between two buses killed 21 in Ankara, Turkey. Yikes, 2 buses. 75, Expos Jose Manuel struck out 5 times in a game. Get him out of there. The U.S. vetoed the proposed admission of North and South Vietnam to the UN. 76, The Who drummer Keith Moon collapsed and was hospitalized in Miami, Florida. Do you remember this at all?
I do not.
Oh, okay. 78's second studio album by Cheek was released, featuring the single Le Freak, Billboard Album of the Year 1979. Do you remember this at all, by chance?
No.
Cheek or anything? Okay.
No, I don't.
Alright, get rid of these notes. 1978, Legionnaire's disease, bacteria isolated in Atlanta.
Yeah. Legionnaire's disease, I remember.
79, 28 degrees Fahrenheit, or negative 2.22 Celsius in Embarrass, Minnesota. Wow. In August, no less.
Yeah.
It's unusual. 79, British rock band Led Zeppelin performed what became their final time in England at Kenilworth Park in Hertfordshire before over 200,000 fans.
Ooh.
Philly's Tug McGraw gave up a record 4th Grand Slam of the year. Dude, what do you want, a diet or something? Come on. 2 Aeroflot Tupolev Tu-134s collided over the Ukrainian city of Dnipropetrovsk and crashed, killing all 148 aboard both airliners. So I'm going to just image search this. Yeah, there we go. So these two, they had jet on the side. That's how they collided, it looks like. These were larger planes. They weren't like jumbo jets or anything, but they weren't like, small Cessnas or anything. They're like mid-sized planes.
Yeah.
Or something. Oh, wow, there's a 3D rendering right there. Wow. That's right on target. That's terrible. 1980, Angola revised its constitution. All right. We also have MLB New York Yankee slugger Reggie Jackson hit his 400th home run off of Britt Burns of the Chicago White Sox at Yankee Stadium. 84, 101,799 fans attended the soccer match between Brazil and France. '84 as well. Carl Lewis duplicated Jesse Owens' 1936 feats, winning his 4th Olympic gold medal as part of the U.S. 4x100 meter relay team and a world record of 37.83 seconds. '84, Cincinnati Reds retired Johnny Bench's number 5 uniform. We also have during a radio voice test. Oh man, I'm going to play this.
My fellow Americans, I'm pleased to tell you today that I've signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes.
I don't know why you're laughing.
I know.
That's not funny.
No, I know.
You know, because the Russians aren't laughing, and I'm pretty sure we won't be laughing when the bombs start falling on us. Like, you don't play around.
No.
You know, he was playing too much. Like, thank God nothing happened from this. But, like, he jokes that he signed legislation that would outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes. Like, this actually, this caused a huge upset. Like, who's presidential gaffe? Like, I saw a video about this. It's not in here. No, but like it's like Russia actually like went on a red alert and like somehow they heard about it, and like it almost started an international incident. It got really bad. '84, Ian Ferguson of New Zealand won his 3rd canoeing gold medal of the LA Olympics, taking the K4 1000 a day after victories in the K 1500 and the K 2500. All right. And by the way, this Reagan thing. He did this while running for re-election, joked while preparing to make his weekly Saturday address on National Public Radio. Like, what stupid. Ayo's time. Gonna get through my life in 4 minutes.
Doubtful.
1987, France and Great Britain signed or sent minesweepers to the Persian Gulf. 1988, 225 at-bats after number 299. Matt Gary Carter became the 59th player to hit his 300th home run. We also have Al-Qaeda was formed at a meeting between Osama bin Laden, Ayman al-Zawahiri, and Dr. Fadla in Peshawar, Pakistan. So we have a meeting between Saeed Imam al-Sharif, Osama bin Laden, Abdullah Yusuf Azam, and leaders of the Egyptian Islamic Jihad in Afghanistan, culminated in the formation of Al-Qaeda.
Yeah.
88, Meir Kahane renounced U.S. citizenship to stay in Israeli parliament. 1989, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, premiered. G.F. Marks and Mark Taylor completed a 329-run opening stand against England. Okay. 1989, Voyager 2 discovered 2 partial rings of Neptune. There it is right there. We have 2 different photos. Like, obviously not showing the photo of Neptune, or maybe it was too bright. You can tell how bright it is right here for whatever reason. But yeah, that's a pretty cool photo. We image search this really quick. There it is. So. 1990, Arena Bowl 4 took place at Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, where the Detroit Drive defeated the Dallas Texans 51-27 with Art Schlittler named MVP. That's quite a spread right there. Egyptian and Moroccan troops landed in Saudi Arabia to prevent an Iraqi invasion. 1 year later, 400,000 demonstrated for democracy in Madagascar. 31 were killed. Wow. Shiite Muslims released U.S. hostage Edward Tracy. Good. 91, this channel right here, I'm not going to read it because this means something really terrible in Latin. Their first line of tunes, Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy, premiered on the channel. One of those things is unlike the other. Let's see here. We have Doug, like a young teen, like maybe 11, maybe 12, maybe 13, I don't know exactly,
not goofy, nerdy.
Well, like,
nerdy.
Just an average kid, experiencing life, going to school, wandering around Bluffington and everything, okay. We have Rugrats, show about, like, even younger children, babies, toddlers. Yeah, like, while they're crawling around, like, they go off and have adventures, they go find Reptar on ice, and everything. And then we have a cat and a dog that do unspeakable, horrible things and graphic imagery. I don't even want to say what I remember from watching that show. I remember him getting space madness in 0G in a bathtub and eating a bar of soap, mistaking it for his ice cream sandwich. That was a hell of a show. So, yeah. What else we got here? 1992, Oakland A's criticized Jose Canseco for leaving the stadium before the end of the game. Yeah, that's kind of a
Yeah.
disrespectful move there.
Yeah, it sure is.
92, the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota opened. At the time, it was the largest shopping mall in the United States. We have a bit of a zoomed out image of it right here. So actually, let me image search this for a better image. This will show us. That's not the same image there, but you see there the Mall of America.
Yeah.
And there is the image that I was looking at. That's a huge mall.
Yeah.
You know.
I've heard of it back in the day, this big, huge mall in Minnesota.
Yeah. I always wanted to go there ever since I heard about it. It had all sorts of awesome things, and now it's probably all abandoned if it's not already torn down. You know? It's a real shame. But if anybody's been there,
Well, whatever still exists.
I don't know. Like, Mall of America 2026. Okay, it looks like it's still around. It is a year to visit the Mall of America. Huh. Okay. Well, apparently it's still around.
All right.
Cool. 1993, Red Sox pitcher Roger Clemens recorded his 2,000th strikeout against Danny Tartabull of the New York Yankees. 95, the Russell Hill subway accident in Toronto killed 3 and injured 30 due to a combination of human error and safety system design flaw. 96, this is no longer on either source. Revival of Herb Gardner's stage comedy drama 8,000 Clowns, starring Judd Hirsch, closed at Criterion Theater, New York City after 32 performances. 97, Benin legalized January 10th as a voodoo holiday. Bless you.
Excuse me.
I do not want to live in Benin. 1998, Palestine Liberation Organization, the PLO, and Palestinian National Authority, PLA President Yasser Arafat, arrived in Cape Town on his first state visit to South Africa at the invitation of President Nelson Mandela. 99, Stadium rock group Kiss received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Let's not forget, that Hollywood, the wood of the holly tree, used in witchcraft and Satanism and all that stuff. There's all that Epstein and P. Diddy things coming out of Hollywood. All these famous people are being linked to horrible stuff involving children. Let's not forget that fallen stars, the stars, the Walk of Fame. Why are the Apollo 11 astronauts on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? There's so many weird things happening. A lot of rabbit holes to go down. 1999, the Salt Lake City tornado tore through the downtown district of the city, killing 1. That's an unusual place to have a tornado.
Yeah.
We also have a total solar eclipse in India and northern France, lasting for 2 minutes and 23 seconds. All right. Apparently tomorrow, on the 12th of August, gravity is supposed to turn off for a couple of moments. I don't know how that's even feasible, but yeah, it's a thing. So let's avoid going outside just to be sure, because with how wacky and weird and wild the world is nowadays, I'm not going to put anything to chance. I don't believe it.
Well, what does
but,
it say? It got to be like, what, a millisecond or something?
Well, it's like a couple seconds or something. Like, it's going to be enough to cause some problems, apparently. Like,
What does that say about it?
well, not the article. It's not saying no. This has been a thing for a while. I'm not reading this from the source.
Oh, okay.
No, this is like one of the current events that I've been talking about watching in the compilation videos.
Oh, okay.
No, see, like right here, you see I have in parentheses, talk about gravity turning off tomorrow for a few moments.
Yeah.
Well, that's not mentioned in the article, but because this is a total solar eclipse, okay, some astrology stuff. Let's talk about this weird event that's going on tomorrow. Because because I'm being made aware of a lot of theories that are going on. This is why I talk with you a lot of times about the videos I watched, and I send them to you and everything, because there's a lot of stuff happening that we don't know. It's my way of keeping in touch with current events.
Yeah,
Since I can't trust CNN or NBC or Fox or anything, I have to just trust other content creators and try to put the pieces together myself. That's all I can do anymore these days, And these are one of the events. So I just utilize this as an opportunity to talk about something. So. Anyway, in the year 2000, an air rage incident occurred on board Southwest Airlines Flight 1763 when 19-year-old Jonathan Burton attempted to storm the cockpit, but he was subdued by other passengers and died from his injuries.
Wow.
Well, don't storm the cockpit, you idiot. Oh, well, now he can't anymore, so 2003, a heat wave in Paris resulted in temperatures rising to 112 degrees Fahrenheit, or
Whoa.
44 Celsius, leaving approximately 144 people dead. They just have been. I'd like to see them spend one day out here. Like, they would not last. Jama Ishimama leader Raiden Ishiminen, better known as Hamavali, was arrested in Bangkok, Thailand. Okay, well, the fact that you found somebody with that name is like beyond epic. Because that's how do you find that? That's so. It's like somebody just took a fistful of alphabet soup, threw it at the wall, and said that's his name. Like, not to take the piss out of your name or anything, but holy crap, dude! What else we got here? And why did they arrest him? Well, what do you do? NATO took over command of the peacekeeping force in Afghanistan in its first major operation outside Europe in its 54-year history. Oh, great! Now they're expanding. 2006, the oil tanker MT Solar 1 sank off the coast of Guimaras and Negros Islands in the Philippines, causing the country's worst oil spill. 2008, Abhinandan Bindra won the men's 10-meter air rifle at the Beijing Olympics, achieving the first individual Olympic gold medal for India and the country's first gold medal in any Olympic event since 1980. Well, thank you.
Yes,
That's awesome. 2008, Airbnb was founded by Brian Chexley, Joe Gebbia, and Nathan Blaszczak. And that's such a horrible thing to use, Airbnb. So many dark, disgusting things. Like, people are finding like hidden cameras like up in the ventilation in bathrooms and everything. Like hidden rooms, sealed off areas. There's this one video like of this of the owner appearing from a hidden area of the house, because apparently he was using the shower in the main parts while the renters were sleeping. Like, so much weird, creepy stuff is happening with Airbnbs. Just don't do it. Like, eat the $80 resort fee at the Hilton. Just eat it.
What's the air stand for B&B? I get the B&B, bed and breakfast.
On the phone. Like, it's an app, Airbnb.
Oh.
You're doing it in the air. It's the internet. It's the cloud.
Okay.
It's in the air. It's whatever.
Okay, that makes sense.
We also have Japanese swimmer Kosuke Kitajima repeated the first leg of his Athens Olympic 100 to 200 meter breaststroke double at the Beijing Games, winning the 100 meter in a world record time of 58.91. I got seconds.
Yeah.
He goes on to win the 200 meter event. The U.S. 4x100 meter relay team of Michael Phelps, Garrett Weber-Gale, Colin Jones, and Jason Lezik defeated France by 0.08 seconds. 800ths? Yeah, 800. Is it tens, hundreds, thousands? Yeah, so 800ths of a second to win gold and smash the world record at the Beijing Olympics. 2011 rock group The Go-Go's received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in front of the former nightclub Golden Mask. Another star situation here going on. In 2012, 13 people were killed and 15 injured by a lightning strike at a mosque in Bangladesh. So it almost sounds like God saying no. 153 people were killed and 1,300 were injured in Tabriz and Ahar, Iran, after two earthquakes with magnitudes of up to 6.4 occurred. Yikes. It says here, other source, at least 306 people were killed and 3,000 others were injured.
Wow.
So, quite a big discrepancy there. 2015, Greek debt crisis. The European Commission announced a bailout with Greece and its creditors was agreed in principle. No, because they're going to drag everybody down with them. Cut them loose. 2015, Japan's Sendai nuclear power plant restarted the first nuclear reactor since the 2011 Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster.
Ooh.
4 years later, yeah. Largest ever outbreak of the Legionnaire's disease in New York. 12 dead, with over 100 cases in the South Bronx. Spain's top matador, Francisco Rivera Ordanos Jr., was gored and injured by a bull in Huesca. Well, that's what you get for being a bullfighter. How about you stop doing that culturally? You're supposed to be a first world nation, and you're still doing this bullfighting crap. Mexico does it.
I've been down to Mexico and watched a bullfight.
Yeah, like, it's a terrible thing. 2016, a Greenland shark was declared the longest living vertebrate in the world at 392 years by an international team of scientists. So, like, the oldest thing with a spine, with an endoskeleton, a vertebrae, So, and here's that shark right there. Like, he's so old, his teeth are gone. Like, I just wonder, like, he obviously eats. I just wonder what and how. Like, he has some kind of teeth, but not much. Does he even continue to grow teeth, or is he
Most
out
sharks do grow.
constantly? Yes, but does that have a limit?
I don't know.
After 20,000 teeth, you can't grow any more teeth. And that's it. So, I mean, look at his eyes, glassy, he's blind. This poor shark. I kind of almost wish it to be put out of his misery. 392 years, man. Wow. 2016, Stadium super swimmer Michael Phelps won the men's 200-meter individual medley in 1 minute 54.66 seconds at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics, becoming the third athlete and first swimmer to win 4 consecutive Olympic gold medals in one event. 2016, Fiji won inaugural men's rugby sevens gold medal with a comfortable 43-7 rout of the Great Britain and the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. Awesome, 43-7. That's a big discrepancy there.
Drubbing.
Yeah. Simon Manuel of the United States and Penny Olaskik of Canada tied for the gold medal in the coveted 100-meter freestyle at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics, matching the Olympic record of 52.70. Sarah Sjöström of Sweden took bronze, her third medal of the Games. 2017, a Chinese crime writer Liu Yongbao, after announcing a novel titled The Beautiful Writer Who Killed, was arrested for the murders of 4 people nearly 22 years earlier.
Man.
Yeah, she confessed. What's interesting is a lot of murderers actually, they publicate, they make stories or whatever of their exploits because it's a way for them to alleviate their guilt, to tell their story, but without explicitly confessing. So, they're playing a stupid little game of coy, and that's why I say, what's his face, O.J. Simpson killed his wife, and that other guy, because if you look at it,
I mean, there's no question that
yeah,
he did.
well, yeah, well, no. See, here's the thing: because he was found not guilty, we could not legally say he did, because now, since we did say that he was acquitted, he can come after us with a lawsuit for defamation legally. So,
Except he's dead.
oh, he is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. So,
Well, not from this, but
well,
he did go to jail later.
yeah, well, but I mean, well, his family can still sue us, but O.J. Simpson book. The title cover here says "I did it."
Yeah.
Oh wait, it says "if" right here. Making
Yeah.
the separation.
No, I know,
yeah.
I've seen it.
But I know you've seen it. I'm showing it today. If this doesn't look like a straight up confession, I don't know what you want. You're obviously not gonna get anything from him. So you got to put the pieces together. He's such a scumbag. However, what's his face? Bill Cosby, I think, is innocent. So, anyway, 2017, Fipronil contaminated eggs now affect 15 EU countries, Hong Kong and Switzerland, according to the European Commission. So according,
Contaminated eggs, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I guess Switzerland is in the EU? It's in Europe,
It's in Europe, yeah.
but is it part of the EU?
I'm sure it is.
But it says 15 EU countries, Hong Kong and Switzerland.
Well, then maybe it's not part of the EU.
Or at the time it wasn't.
Well, it's 2017.
Yeah,
Not that long ago.
9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2019, N.K. Jemisin's The Obelisk Gate won her second consecutive Hugo Award for Best Novel. Okay, that sounds pretty cool, second consecutive,
Yeah.
2019, Argentine President Mauricio Macri suffered defeat in a preliminary election to Alberto Fernandez, prompting a 20% fall in the value of the peso.
Whoops.
That's not good. 2020, Belarus's opposition leader Svetlana Tsikhanouskaya fled the country amid large-scale protests over disputed election results that returned dictator Alexander Lukashenko to power. That's not good. President Vladimir Putin, in a propaganda stunt, announced Russia had become the first country to grant regulatory approval to a Kung flu vaccine called Sputnik 5, despite no scientific data being published for 4 phase 3 trials having even begun. I remember that. When I first heard about that, I'm like, isn't Sputnik a space thing?
Yeah.
What is this? Did they shrink a spacecraft and they're injecting
Sputnik
people?
is the first thing into space.
Yeah. 2020 as well, U.S. Democratic candidate for President Joe Biden, Brandon, announced California Senator Kathleen Hamilton-Camellia Harris as his running mate, the first woman of color selected by a major party. Notice how they specify major party, subliminally enforcing the two-party system to keep us people in mental chains. Vote the way you want. Vote for what you believe in. Don't vote against something. Vote for what you believe in. But vote for something, even if it's a third party. There's no such thing as throwing away your vote. And the more people who vote third party, the more powerful those parties become. Break away from the bipartisan system. Free yourself of the lie. It doesn't matter if you're red, blue, right, left, conservative, Democrats, liberal, Republican, whatever. Those are two wings on the same bird, and it's not an eagle. It's a vulture, and it's picking your ass, looking for your wallet. Get yourself out of the game. 2021, Sicily recorded the highest ever temperature in Europe at 48.8 degrees Celsius or 119.8 degrees Fahrenheit in the city of Syracuse, although this is unverified. Although I don't know how you can verify this now.
You can now.
Yeah. 2021, torrential rain caused flash flooding in Turkey's northwestern provinces of Kastamonu, Sinop, and Bartın, killing at least 77, with more missing. 2022, a monster wildfire southeast of Bordeaux, fought by 1,000 firefighters, burned through 7,400 hectares, or 18,286 acres, during France's driest summer since 1961. So, yikes. We have images here. Oh, there's a shark. Oh, yeah, that's right there. Look at that photo. It's taken at night or something, but, that is hauntingly beautiful. There it is right there.
Yeah.
So, that could be a desktop. That's a beautiful image. All this other looks horrifying. As Californians, we are very, very used to fires. So, 2022, U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland said he personally approved the FBI search of Trump's property on the same day a Washington Post source said the FBI search is for missing documents on nuclear weapons. Wow, what a scumbag.
Yeah.
This guy, he needs to have that smirk wiped off his face. 2024, closing ceremony of the 2024 Paris Summer Olympics at Stade de France featured Tom Cruise performing a stunt jump from the roof. Yeah. Thousands of people evacuated near the Greek capital of Athens as large wildfires threatened the city after the hottest June and July on record. The 33rd Summer Olympic Games officially closed at the Stade de France in Paris. 2025, just this time last year, fictional girl group Hunter X from Netflix movie K-pop Demon Hunters reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, the first all-women group to do so in 24 years, the last one being Destiny's Child back in 2001. Dang. And last but not least, we have the U.S. Congressional Budget Office. The CBO estimated that one big beautiful bill will result in budget deficit increase totaling $3.4 trillion over the 2025-2034 period, resulting from a decrease in direct spending of $1.1 trillion and decrease in revenues of $4.5 trillion. Annual resources for households in lowest tenth of the income distribution will decrease by about $1,200. Households in the middle wealth will see resources increase by about $1,200 and by about $13,600 for households in the highest tenth. So that sounds good, right? I don't know all this legal jargon.
I think it's going to increase the budget deficit.
But I don't know what that means. I don't know.
The deficit's
economics.
Bad.
Okay.
And if we increase it, it's bad.
Okay, it's worse. Okay.
We're in debt.
So how is this the one big beautiful bill? Well, also this is a leftist source, so this could all be just bullshit propaganda, straight up misinformation. So I don't know. But anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description below for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition, and these links that we collected throughout the show will appear down there in about 5 to 10 minutes after the end of the live stream. So if you're watching, just wait until the end of the show, and wait a little bit and hit refresh. Anyway, we can only bring you a portion from our two sources. We have gone through all 37 pages of this document in an hour and 18 minutes here. A lot of history happens and continues to be made every single day. All of this happened on this date throughout all of these years, believe it or not. That is incredible.
Yeah.
Anyway, for your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream at 5 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. What's the code word? Let us know they're still watching up until this point. Shark. Put shark in the underbar, or in the comment section. For all of you and all of us, I'm Alexander.
Golden Loon.
And UVRU. We do have other shows. We do a new show every Saturday. At 3 p.m. Pacific Time, we do IOYO.
Yep.
What time?
What time? 11 a.m., right?
No. 3 p.m. Pacific time. The
yeah.
first Sunday of every month.
First Sunday of every month,
Yeah.
3 p.m. Not
You're
11.
mistaking. 11 used to be when we did this show
Yeah,
way back
yeah,
in the day.
yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, yeah. Until you guys this next time, whenever that is, wherever that is, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles. And
All right.
and